Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This time around, it is Donkey Kong, aka Game Boy Donkey Kong, aka Donkey Kong 95. Even though it came out in 1994, but it was super big in 1995. There's Donkey Kong on the title screen, and there's Mario. What's Mario going to do? Oh, hey, he can do a handstand. He can jump out of the handstand. Okay, that was a nice, worthy demonstration. What? A somersault? But Super Mario 64 hasn't come out yet! And he can do a super jump out of a handstand jump. And he doesn't take fall damage either. Well, this is new. And what's this? He can swing off of a pole and then vault himself upwards? Well, that's something. And that was the end of the demonstration. So, this isn't exactly your grandfather's game of Donkey Kong, because Mario has some new moves, and I'll be showing those off as we go through the game, which we will start right now. So we have 3 save files. I've cleared out the practice file that I did for Try It Out Tuesday, so I can plan it proper. Left and right lets you select a game. A lets you confirm. And of course you can clear games too. Same way. And here's the standard intro. Donkey Kong has Pauline. We might as well go ahead and move left and right with left and right, climb the ladders with up and down, jump with A, get flattened by a barrel for no reason whatsoever. But you do have to admit that some of the death animations are going to be pretty nice. I'm going to leave that one in. Alright, let's do it for real this time. And wait a minute. How are you throwing in a hammer up there, Mario? Well, if you hold up and press B, you can throw a hammer upwards. And then you can go up a level and then pick it back up. So you can take hammers with you. Somewhat. Also, when you beat a level, you'll get a time bonus, and the game tabulates how much time you had left. Your time's in the upper left-hand corner. To the right of that is your score, and to the right of all that is your amount of lives. Now we're going a little higher here. Let us go ahead and grab not just the umbrella, but also the 1-up. And I'm going to stay right here. That way, we'll be able to get back up as soon as the ladder up there just moves back into place. So we do have the usual point giving things, such as the umbrella, the purse, and the hat. And they will definitely come into play later, as you will see. Speaking of the hat, there it is. Also, the little heart with the word 1-up on it says 1-up. I want to make sure I grab as many of these things as I can. I also want that fireball out of the way. And if you hold down and press A, you can protect yourself from those little jumping spring things. They'll just bounce off Mario's feet. And then you can press A to do a handstand jump while you're in a handstand. If you press A as soon as you hit the ground from a handstand jump, you'll do an even higher jump. So, there's that. And finally, we need to get rid of these little braces in order to cause Donkey Kong's world to come tumbling down, as always. And what do you know? Oh, you just have to press B. You don't have to hold up. That's interesting. And, yeah, the hammers do have a specific amount of time, and you can just stop it when you throw a hammer. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. Well, he's got Pauline again, and now we're almost the one with the concussion. We get one last time bonus for stage 0. And from here we have 304 points from our time bonuses in total. Donkey Kong went through that door. Let's unlock it with the key. Jump onto it, press B, you'll grab the key. So we got four extra life from our points. You get an extra life for every group of 100 points that you get. Even though we didn't have a fourth group of 100, the game decides to be very generous with the lives, and it's like, oh, you were working towards another extra life. Let me give you an extra life for those points anyway. So we're now at 10 lives. Let's go ahead and save, because we have save files. And from here, we are now in the big city. Donkey Kong was having a really nice year in 1994-1995. I mean, you had Donkey Kong Country, you had Donkey Kong Land, and you had this game. And much like Donkey Kong Land, you're in the big city here. So we have 8 levels. We're going to meet Donkey Kong again in the 4th one. So let us go ahead and play stage 1-1. And there goes Donkey Kong. Might as well go ahead and throw the trash can at the enemy by jumping onto it, pressing B, and then pressing B again to throw it. And these little guys start running when you have the hammer. Doesn't save them from being smacked, though. So anyway, I used the handstand jump to get the hat. And now, I'm going to get on top of the key, press B, and then I'm going to take it to the door. And we have all 3 bonus items. From this point forward, the umbrella, the purse, and the hat will be present in every stage, and we pick them all up. We'll get a bonus stage after every level, which will also always give you a chance at a bonus life, or 2, or 3. And the best part is, if it's this little usual wheel spin type bonus level, you'll always win. So I like to go through those as much as I can. Anyway, here's stage 1-2. This one's got a little bit of vertical length to it. And if you get on a vine, or rather a wire like this one, you can just climb up to it, like just by going up to the little poles and holding up or down. Just climb them like you would a regular ladder. You can climb up it, and then once you get on the wire, you can hold up, and then once you're spinning enough, you can press A, and you can just rocket yourself upwards. You can stand on enemies too, and some enemies can be picked up like objects, like keys and trash cans too. Some can't though, so keep that in mind. Obviously, you don't want to run into enemies. They will hurt you. The oil flames that are moving up and down, those will burn you and destroy you on contact. You don't want to run into those either. And we got the slot machine. I believe you want to press A on what you want to get, or before the one you want to get. And what you can get is shown at the very bottom. A 1-up. Not bad. Sometimes you'll get the slot machine, sometimes you'll get the little spinny wheel. Anyway, stage 1-3, here we go. So, remember what I said about being able to grab and pick up enemies from above? Well, that's not exactly what I wanted to do, but you could kind of tell what I was trying to do. I should have waited until I was doing stuff. There is a little electrical spark right there traveling on that top wire. It will pop up every so often. And thankfully I was able to hold up and re-grab the wire on the way down. Now you're expected to take the platform and the wire up. Well, basically just the platform. But you can throw the key upward just like the hammer, and then you can handstand jump your way up there. Alright, another slot machine. Had to kind of regain my bearings there a little bit. Hey! Hey! 2 up. I'll take it. And now it's time for stage 1-4. We need to be very careful, and we need to watch DK, because he will jump and he will send things tumbling down. By the way, you can move off the sides of ladders with left and right, which is a very good thing. Also, you definitely want to use your handstand here. And I thought I was going to be able to do the handstand right there, but sadly, I didn't. Let's do this again and see if my reflexes can become less than terrible here. And this is why it pays to know how to do the handstand at this point in the game. It's in the manual, just like with the somersault that you can do, and all the other so-called advanced things that you can do. I'm gonna get hit here. I honestly thought I could just go down the ladder, press left, and then, you know, move to the side there and do the handstand, but unfortunately frames of animation became my one weakness. Yeah, you really need to be ready to jump. Why am I having trouble with the stage that I should not be having trouble with? This is ridiculous. And yeah, you can't even get up there with the somersault either. The somersault, amazingly, is done the same way as it was in Super Mario 64. I barely avoided that one. And what do you know, I can just jump my way down. Are you kidding me? Why am I having trouble with this? I shouldn't. It's not difficult. It's not hard. Get down here. I did the handstand. The jump after the handstand instead of doing another handstand. This is just a comedy of errors at this point. Come on, get down there. Oh my lord! Mario! Losing all my lives on stage 1-4. This is ridiculous. I know what I need to do. It shouldn't be this much of a catastrophe. There we go. Handstand jump. Just get me out of here. That was embarrassing. But at least we have the ability to get all of our lives back. And we get shown something new. Oh no, Donkey Kong destroyed the bridge. We can grab that little horizontal arrow icon and create a new one. Chase after him again. And we might as well go ahead and save our game. Let's go ahead and play stage 1-5. So we get introduced to what the game told us about earlier, which is good. And from here, we need to watch out for the walking flame because it will burn us. And yes, the flame will be treated by enemies as a solid object that they can walk across. So you definitely want to keep that in mind. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to jump over the walking flame, but thankfully I was. And now I gotta do a slot machine thing to get even more lives. Great. I'll take that. Alright. Stage 1-6. And now we get the vertical version of these things. When you're placing these vertical ladders and these little bridges, you want to make sure that things are not in the way. Enemies are fine, but any locations where pickups were are not. As for this, ooh, yeah, that's what I was trying to explain. You can't put anything in the path of a dotted line square or in the path of where any pickups were, because the dotted lines will get in the way. Also, if those walking... Nice! If those walking flames are walking upside down the platforms, when the platforms disappear, they will fall down. That goes for any enemy that can walk on ceilings. Also, sometimes when you get the key to the door to complete the level, sometimes Mario will turn back and close the door behind him. I believe you have to complete a level in 50 seconds or less in order to get this animation. And, oh dear. Well, I got nothing there. I thought I'd actually land on the Mario head this time. But we can still play stage 1-7. We can still work our way towards extra lives. And I want to put the ladder right here. By the way, you can also let go of a ladder with the jump button. Speaking of being able to do things, let's get the door over here. Or the key over there, and hey, we did it again. We'll definitely be getting a lot more points for lives this time. Speaking of lives, finally back on the little spinny wheel. And I'm going to get a tour this time. If there's a strategy for getting the exact thing you want, I don't know what it is. And it doesn't really matter to me because you'll always win lives on the little spinny wheel thing every time. But anyway, here's stage 1-8. Donkey Kong's throwing barrels. You need to hit him with 3 of them. Just throw them at the guy with B. Once you're facing him, 3 will do it. And once these barrels hit a wall, or in the case of the center barrel, just drop straight down, you'll be able to jump onto a barrel and grab it. Just make sure you're not hit by a barrel yourself. At least this was easier than stage 1-4. I was so close to having 7 lives after this. But hey, at least we're introduced to switches. Walk up to a switch, press B, Mario will put his hand on it, and you can then, while holding B, yes, you have to press and hold B. I should probably mention that. You can press left or right to move a switch this way or that. Sometimes there are 2 functions to a switch. Sometimes you can move a platform up, so other times you can move a platform down. Sometimes you can reveal a bridge, sometimes you can retract it. All depends on what strategies you want to use. And now we are in the forest for stage 2. So, let's go ahead and play this. And as soon as we start, well, we're in a completely different area. The ladybugs you can jump on, the little spiky bugs you cannot. So you want to watch out for those. I do want to get the 1-up. And I should probably talk about fall damage when the stage is over. Hold B. Press right. And you'll reveal both of these bridges. Now you can cross this place safely. Let's just watch out for what we need to do. There's a jumping spring, but, well, we're not necessarily going to need it because we can handstand jump. And yeah, ooh. The key was flashing, and if we didn't grab it fast enough, it would have returned back to where we found it, and we would have had to go all the way over there and get it again. Also, when you fall from a high enough height, Mario will tilt forward. There are 4 degrees to which he tilts, and the further forward he tilts, the more likely you are to die. Now, if he just tilts forward slightly, he'll just come out of landing in a roll. He'll just roll forward briefly before you regain control of Mario. If he tilts forward 2 or 3 times, he'll land on his face, and that will leave him vulnerable. And I believe if he tilts far enough so that he starts to head towards the ground head first, you're done. Mario lands on his head, you get a concussion, you lose a life, you're starting that whole level over. I believe there's like 4 or 5 levels of tilting. You do not want Mario to land on his head whatsoever, because that would be really bad. Anyway, spinning wheel bonus level, let's go. Just missed a 2-up, but that doesn't bother me. And stage 2-2 is the last deal that I'm going to be playing for the day. So I should have waited. I don't know why I didn't wait. And I just touched the mic, my fault. Alright. Yeah, you don't want to jump into that enemy under any circumstances. So without further ado, let's get the handstand thing done. And let's move this switch to the right. This will allow us get over here. Just gonna wait on that little enemy there. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You don't want to do that. That's what I wanted to do. And now, hey, Mario. Ah! Wow, I'm just not doing well today. About to say, I want to take the key upwards after doing that, but apparently the game does not want to be cooperative today. Alright, let's go ahead and grab the key again, and this time we know what we need to do. We're going to avoid that. Actually waited this time for once. And this time we actually were able to grab the key and make our way up. And if you get stunned while carrying an item, this happens. No. Ugh. Got lucky there. There we go. I knew that if I knew how to do that, I would be able to, well, actually do something. All right. Let's wait on you. This was an ugly finish, but I'd rather have that than not complete the level at all. Ugh. That was awful. But at least I'll be able to get extra lives after this afterwards. The game gives you plenty of them. Okay. I'll take it. I'll take the 2 extra lives. And now we are at stage 2-3. And this is as much as I could get done for the practice run for this first video within 20 minutes, even though I've been playing for practically 30 at this point. I'm going to make sure I play at least 20 minutes every video, and I will be playing this with the Super Game Boy settings on, which means you get all these cool colors. You actually get the digitized speech of Pauline screaming for help, and you get other advanced sounds that won't be able to be played on the regular Game Boy, only on Super Game Boy. And of course, because of that, you also get this cool arcade machine background that you can only get if you play this game on Super Game Boy. This is one game that I've been wanting to play for a while after seeing it in action. I like the idea of a Donkey Kong game as a kid, and given the quality of life upgrades and all the new puzzles that you can do and all that, I've really wanted to play this, and I really look forward to getting through this. Hopefully we'll be able to make even more progress in the next video, so join me next time where we get further into Stage 2, and maybe we can see if we can get into Stage 3. Who knows? Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!